My wrestling fan Discord. Here's your hosts, Skull, J-Train, and Shadow!
Hey guys, what's going on? Scowls here. Welcome. We are with Shadow and J-Train. Say what's up, guys.
What's going on, guys?
Well, hello there, universe.
So tonight we're going to be going over the results from last night's pay-per-view. Overall, I thought it was actually one of the better pay-per-views of this year. What did you guys think?
I thought it was all right. I wasn't too over the top with it because to me, I don't like too many pay-per-views.
And from the short work that we've had with pay-per-views, I feel like this is the best one outside of WrestleMania. It was really well put together.
I mean, I thought the 6-match card, it actually went 3 hours. I was surprised with the 6 matches that were on there. And I thought it just banged throughout the entire show. I think this was one of the better pay-per-views that we've had, actually, like, between any of the brands.
There's not really a match on the card that was like, oh yeah, it's time for the bathroom break. It was just nonstop. It was good. It's clean wrestling.
My bathroom break match was Priest and Miz. I just wasn't invested in it.
All right, so let's start with that because that's actually been the talk of everything since last night. I know there's so many people out there that hated what WWE did, but you know what? Like, it's entertainment. It's supposed to be a show. It's not like, who cares? It didn't affect the match at all. It was something they did to try and get viewership to promote a movie that one of their all-time great wrestlers and Hall of Fame wrestlers was in. Like, I just don't understand the whole problem that everybody has with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't I seen it. My kids were excited about it. To me, again, it's PG era, right? So we're gonna see stuff like that all the time. But to me, it wasn't necessary. But it kind of gave a cool element to Priest and Miz, I guess. Gave it something new finish.
Yeah, I mean, it was completely different than anything we've ever seen before. I mean, they were talking about it all night, but people were killing it.
Well, that's just it, right? Good or bad, WWE is still getting the publicity they want out of it.
Exactly. And on top of that, Batista's even getting a little bit of a plug for his movie that's coming out on Netflix.
Yeah, and people are like, well, they never mentioned this. Like, they didn't say anything. If you watched Raw last week, which I know Raw is not the greatest of shows, and it can be boring sometimes, but Priest said, I don't even care if you bring zombies to it. Like, he dropped it on Monday. Like, he put that seed out there for this to happen. And a lot of people miss it. Like, people don't notice a lot of the Easter eggs that WWE does throughout the entire shows because they flip channels and see what else is going on.
Right.
So, I mean, overall, I thought the match itself was pretty good. I'm very happy that Priest had won. And I mean, it is what it is. It was a lumberjack match. It was not meant to be too exciting. They're really, like, you knew there wasn't going to be that much involving from the lumberjacks when you saw that they were coming out as zombies. But some of the lumberjacks were performance wrestlers. Like, it's not just regular people. So I give kudos to WWE for the makeup and art and stuff that they did on them. Because that was pretty cool.
Exactly.
Right.
And it is not
good.
like there was like 5, maybe 6 zombies. It was like 20.
Yeah, literally
it took a lot of time for them to do that. And I enjoyed it.
There's definitely a lot of them.
Well, yeah, of course. If there's a horde, then of course there's going to be a lot of zombies.
So,
God.
What did you guys think of this match? Like, what would you rate it out of, if we're doing letter grades from A through F? What would you rate it?
I'll give it a B. Mainly because from what I caught, it was decent, but I didn't, like I said, it was my bathroom break match, but I watched most of it. So I'll give it a B.
I'll give it a C-. It wasn't overly eye-popping, but the zombies pretty much saved it for me since I'm a zombie enthusiast.
I would give this match a C. I like the added aspect of the zombies. I thought it was actually pretty cool. It wasn't as bad as people are making it out to be. I am a huge Damian Priest fan, so I'm happy to see that he is getting wins over the Miz. It does help his credibility. So
Yep.
I give this one a C.
Wins over a numerous time Intercontinental Champion, Tag Team Champion, and 2-time WWE Champion. So,
right. So I mean, isn't the Miz the only 2-time Grand Slam winner?
Yes.
I believe so.
And since we're talking about the Miz and Priest still, since it's still relevant to this conversation, so we're not jumping around, I actually enjoy Miz on Miz and Mrs. more than I enjoy him on WWE television.
That's because he could be himself on Miz and Mrs.
I know, but it's great. I like him as Mike. I don't like him as the Miz.
That's fair. I enjoy that show too. It's pretty funny.
I personally have not watched it. I don't like reality TV.
It's really good. It actually is really good.
It's not typical reality TV. If I was you, I would give it a watch. It's actually really funny.
Well,
don't just watch one episode. Give it a couple episodes, and you'll enjoy it.
So let's actually go back to what happened on the kickoff with Sheamus doing his open challenge, which has been a constant that he's been doing. A lot of people were saying that this was going to be Mansoor or Humberto. I was hoping that it was the vehicle for them to bring Keith Lee back, but I was pleasantly surprised with Ricochet showing up.
I really feel like Ricochet's honestly being underused. Like he's so good in the ring, and he's got so much ring acumen and technicality to himself, and he just is just undervalued by Vince. He could easily be an Intercontinental Champion or United States Champion by now, but they're essentially putting him out as a jobber.
I mean, I'm hoping that this is a way for him to actually get back on TV a lot for Raw. I know he has been wrestling on Main Event versus Ali, so hopefully this is where we're going to get to see him more, and he actually goes for this title.
I hope so. That would be nice.
I guess we wait and see, right?
Right, we're just gonna have to wait and see. We'll see him. We probably won't see him for about 6 more weeks. So.
I have no opinion on this match because I didn't watch the match because I was busy outside. I only started watching at the main card.
I thought the match overall was probably about a B. It was very hard hitting by Sheamus. Ricochet had some big spots in there. He did a couple 450 splashes. The second one is when he missed it, and he actually got out of the way of the bro kick, but then Sheamus hit him with a freaking huge knee, and it pretty much knocked him out and won for the pin.
All right.
What was your thoughts on this one, Jared?
I actually did not get a chance to watch it either. I was out at a restaurant with my friend since one of our college buddies was leaving that day.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yep.
Were you back for the main card? Like, did you miss?
Yes, I
was.
was.
Main card? Okay.
I saw the thing. I was a little bit behind, but I caught up.
All right, so let's start out with the first match on the main card. Continue with the Raw Women's Championship, the Triple Threat. Jared, what did you think of this match?
The Rhea Ripley winning the match was not surprising by any means. Like it's way too early for her to give up the belt, but the addition of Charlotte and Asuka into the equation, like Charlotte's come onto her own. She has this like cockiness to her now. Like it's not like a cockiness that she had before when she was like the numerous WWE Women's Champion. It's a more bold cockiness, like I'm better than you, you're not going to stand in my way, and it's like kind of like entitled almost.
Charlotte? Is that who you said?
Yeah, Charlotte.
She's always like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like it's more aggressive now rather than just being like, oh yeah, like I'm great. Like I feel like there's more of a intensity to it.
I think she's actually trying to be more herself and not use the Flair name as much. I think she's eventually just going to drop her name to Charlotte and not be Charlotte Flair anymore, because she wants to get away from being known that her last name is what's getting her all this stuff.
Yeah. You just need Ric Flair back with Lacey.
Oh, good. No, please.
No. I mean, the whole women's picture would have been different if Lacey never got pregnant, because Lacey was supposed to win at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Like, Lacey was supposed to beat Asuka, and Ripley would never be here. Like, Ripley was not supposed to show up until the night after Mania. Like, so it changed the entire thing with Lacey getting pregnant.
Wait, are we confirmed that Lacey was supposed to beat Asuka?
Yes, like, it's confirmed. Like, she was supposed to win. They had to change everything. That's the reason.
The momentum.
That's the reason Ripley showed up 3 weeks earlier than she was supposed to. She wasn't.
Well, congrats to. We can thank Ric Flair for the better booking, because got Lacey pregnant.
If you think it's Ric Flair that did that, then I don't know. Let me sell you a catch.
It's a joke, because that's the storyline, right? So.
It was never the storyline. The storyline
Ric Flair definitely got Lacey pregnant.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I was reading stuff online. Then I thought that was.
That wasn't the storyline with them. They never went into that.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, they weren't
My
doing
bad,
that. Ric Flair saw something in her and was mentoring her. They never even did anything with that. No, not mentoring. I thought
he saw something in her.
Yeah. I thought this match was actually really good. I liked that it started the show and they came out right from the get. Like, it was just so good. There was a lot of moves, double teams going on. I really enjoyed this. I gave this match a B+.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not big. I mean, WWE is huge on triple threats, but I'm not big on triple threats anymore. It's overplayed now. But I liked how it played out. I was kind of hoping there was hints of red throughout the match with different people, so I was hoping Alexa was going to show up, but she didn't. And then, but overall, it was a great match athletically. A lot of stuff was done well. I don't think I counted many botches. I don't think I counted any, to be honest.
No, it was pretty solid throughout the entire show, the entire match.
So for me, I would have given it an A+, but with the finish with Ripley, I'm going to give it an A-. I like Ripley as a champion, but I would have liked to see,
her pinch
just a title change quickly. You know what I mean?
Well, you gotta give her a chance. Like, I mean, she got thrust into the opportunity, and she produced one of the better matches at WrestleMania, and she also isn't awful on the mic. So, I mean, why not just give her a chance, see where it goes for?
That's why. I mean, that's why I'm fine with it, right? They're not burying her quickly. They're letting her hold the title. I would have liked to see it because, old school fan. That's where the titles usually changed hands most of the time.
Oh, in triple threat matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had Rhea eat the pin. I would have had Charlotte eat the pin to Asuka, thus setting up something bigger for SummerSlam or long-term story. But we're not going to get that.
I mean, we do get that occasionally, but I mean, you're getting built-in storylines within the matches themselves. Like, why was Charlotte dressed as Cruella de Vil?
Okay, so I'm not the only one that called her that.
She wore red and black, and then she had a Dalmatian print. Cruella de Vil, Sonya Deville. There's links right there. So I'm curious as to what's going to be built from that. So, like, WWE...
I didn't really read into it that much, but...
WWE is doing these little nuggets that no one's picking up on. Like, they say, WWE doesn't do long-term story booking. Look at what they've done the last year with things.
Yeah.
There's been so many long-term stories that have been booked, and everybody's...
Randy the Fiend, long-term. Roman Reigns, his whole story, long-term.
And Randy and the Fiend is not even done yet. Like, people think it's done. It's not. That was Alexa.
I don't know. I kind of like the RK Bro.
I do too. I like RK Bros.
it really gives me like nostalgia of Kane and Daniel. You get the fun loving dude, and then you get the serious dude.
It reminds me of, if you're gonna go that path, it reminds me of RVD and Kane.
Oh God,
I was gonna say it
I
reminds
forgot
me
about
of
that.
Randy and Edge with the rated RKO.
Well, why would you think that? I mean, like both of them were heels at that time.
Just
They
because,
just need to start Broevolution. All right, Broevolution.
just because of the way the name is, like it has the RKO already mixed into it. They're using his catchphrase with bro. Like it's just the way that it was the rated R superstar and then RKO for Randy. Like it's just the way that they put the names together. Like that's why it reminds me of that.
Well, we're talking about Randy Orton and Fiend and all that for long story booking. If everybody's paid attention recently, they haven't mentioned any mention of the Fiend. And I give them kudos for that because it keeps everybody guessing what the hell's going on with Bray. And I don't know if many people that are listening really pay attention much to outside of wrestling, but Bray is struggling with depression right now. So
That's what there was the rumor about. I did read something today that he actually has been backstage at the shows at Raw the last couple of weeks, wanting to go on.
Right.
But I guess they're just not ready to bring him back, which is great. Like it makes us want
What-
him back. Like this is what they did with the
Exactly.
Fiend when he first debuted. Like you didn't see the Fiend for a long time, and that's just what made it special. So I guess they're trying to get it back to that where it was, and I like the fact that they're
And I'm
focusing on
sure-
Alexa with it, and not so much
I'm
right now.
I'm sure Vince wants him back, but I think Vince knows that he's not ready mentally to go back.
Yeah,
Right.
And especially like with all this COVID crap going on and and John Hoover's death, like you gotta it just makes you like it kind of relieves you a little bit because not only are you going through certain stuff, but the biggest stars in each company are also going through what you're going through. They just hide it better than others do.
Right. Some people handle it better than others. Others can't.
Yeah.
Can't
So
behind
everybody's got those problems. It's just it happens to everybody.
Right.
So.
But more about on that Alexa thing. I would when they were doing that 6-woman tag match over on Raw, and she was just watching and sitting, saying, "Oh, I'm just watching one of you, waiting for you to do something, and we still don't know who that is."
Right, and then tonight,
It could be Rhea, it could be Asuka, it could be Charlotte. Like we don't know.
Tonight on Raw, she's having Tamina and Natty come to the playground, so we don't know. I mean,
that's true.
It
Also could be. It could be them too. There's 6 women that were in there that could possibly be targeted.
It could be the two tag teams, and I noticed on Twitter today, her and Sasha and Alexa and Sasha were going back and forth. Sasha was saying, "Let me in," so we'll see. I know.
Are we gonna have Sasha as?
I know Sasha's always wanted to tag with Alexa, be a tag team with her.
Oh no!
I don't know if I'd like that.
Sasha, I would not mind that.
I'm just saying, like, Sasha's always wanted to tag team with her, so you never know.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd be a fan of that. Not in the current state of storylines.
Right.
And that's another feel good story too. Is that Alexa came just as a valet for Buddy Murphy and Wesley Blake, and then she's turned into this enigma. Essentially, she's won championships, and now she's got her own identity there too.
So let's move on to the next match. The next match on the card, we had the Smackdown Tag Team Championship, which faced Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, the Dirty Dogs, versus Rey and Dominic Mysterio. So I liked how they did the storyline for this one. How they had Dominic get attacked on the pre-show, made it all about Rey himself. He didn't want to get another tag team partner. He wanted to be able to beat them by himself. And it was a good match, even though Rey was by himself for 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
And
the match itself, excellent. But I digress.
And for the first time ever, we have a father-son duo as WWE champions.
Why do you digress, Shadow?
I've been a fan of Rey Mysterio for many years, since WCW. I love that him and Dominic are tag team champions. It's great. I just don't like I said last night, I just feel like it's a transitional champion thing and it's going to ruin the moment.
I don't think so.
It's great on paper. Oh, the Mysterios made history. Awesome. Fan feel good moment of the night. Problem is, it's going to be a transitional thing.
If it was a fan feel good moment, why wouldn't it have been done at WrestleMania?
Wasn't Dominic still hurt at Mania?
Nope.
Thought he was.
Why would
I don't know.
They have done it there in front of the fans. If it was a feel.
Okay, well, either way, it's still a feel good moment, right? Mysterios win.
I know.
Father son, first ever.
I'm just saying, like I understand what you're saying because the Usos are back and Jimmy came back and that's who they're gonna. You think they're gonna put them in the picture right away? I don't. They're gonna be tied up with this Roman thing for a while. That they're not gonna be wrestling for the titles. I don't know who else is going to challenge them. It's going to be Street Profits or Dirty Dogs. They really don't have any other tag teams on SmackDown unless you count Otis and what's his name?
Gable.
What if we seen something last night that was, as your words, a nugget where Roman and Seth get back together? There was a brief stare down.
Yeah. I think that's going to lead to a match between Roman and Seth at SummerSlam.
I hope so too.
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
I mean,
that'd be a great match to watch.
I mean, on the podcast last night for Wrestling Inc., somebody found a script of what's going to be coming, and they said that Roman vs. Seth was on there for SummerSlam. So, we'll see. But
Well, hey,
now that that's out there, it probably will change because that's what the WWE does.
But you think about it too.
Or we still have them two involved, just somebody else to be thrown.
You think about it too.
Maybe Cesaro's thrown into that.
Seth, Cesaro, and Roman.
If that happens, though, you would assume Seth and Cesaro carry that entire match.
We'll save that for later.
All right.
But for the tag match, I gave that tag match a minus. Obviously, the results plays into that, but overall, it was a very good match, very competitive between both teams. I just love the storytelling that they do in Dolph, Rude, Mysterio. They're probably best in the business at doing storytelling inside the match itself. What's your thoughts?
Absolutely. I gave this match an A- as well. That match reminded me of Rey Mysterio of old. The way he just carried throughout the whole match, was able to just perform like he used to.
I give it a B+.
I mean, that spot where he was thrown out of the ring by Rude right into Ziggler's super kick, I thought he was dead. Like, he just laid there and it looked like he was done.
Well, you got to think nothing's going to kill Rey Mysterio. I mean, he got thrown off the top of corporate headquarters, and he's still around to tell the tale.
This is true.
That was terrible. Like that was so terrible, man. Like, you heard him land on that stupid mat. You should never have heard that.
Yeah, no. You had to sell that better.
It's better to just hear something than see somebody thrown on fake steel on cardboard.
I'd love it. I'd rather have the mystery than Mysterio come hobbling out, But anyway.
Let's move on to the next match. SmackDown Women's Championship match featuring Bianca Belair versus Bayley. Jared, do you want to start off us?
Great story on this one.
Oh. Yeah.
I loved it.
I loved this match so much, and I honestly think it was probably better than the Sasha and Bel-Air match at WrestleMania as well. Bayley's been brewing for the longest time, and she's starting to get an even more massive ego. Bianca's in-ring ability has improved so much since she came from NXT. She's actually fine-tuned their craft extremely well.
What are your thoughts?
Technical wrestling between those two is quite good. You know, they stayed and kept it clean in the ring. A lot of great movements. I like how at the end there, Bayley tried to use her hair, and then in the end it worked against her. I think going forward, it's going to set up a great storyline.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this match was really good. I like the storytelling of how everything went along. I like the ending, how they did it with Bianca's hair, because Bayley's the one that brought that into it. So I do like how things are moving along in this story. It definitely means that they're not going to be finished with this. I definitely see another match, maybe at Hell in a Cell.
Maybe they drag Sasha into this.
Maybe in a cell, because we haven't seen Sasha since WrestleMania. So
Right.
So it could definitely be pretty interesting. I give this match an A. Like, it was just so good.
I give it an A as well.
I give it also an A. It's just so good, dude.
Apparently they're coming out with new sets soon for Raw and SmackDown. So I guess when they start touring again, we're gonna have brand new sets.
Didn't they change the setup as well when they went to the Yingling Center?
Yeah, it's a different Thunderdome. There's more screens. It looks
It's a shorter build.
It's
more screens, shorter stage.
Shorter stage, more compact stage, but because apparently for Money in the Bank they're going to be touring. They're going to do live shows in front of fans on the SmackDown before Money in the Bank and the Raw after. So that could be the start of the touring again. So.
Well, I don't think I'll be able to break the stage news this time around, but we'll see.
I know this isn't WWE, but I believe AEW is starting touring as well soon.
Yeah,
in June.
They're starting.
Because
No, I thought it was the first week of July they were starting. I think they were starting.
I believe it was June, end of June.
I thought it was the end of June because my boys got tickets to AEW in Milwaukee.
What day?
So I don't know what the whole deal with that is.
When's the show? Do you know?
No, I don't. I know it's during his West tour that he's doing over in starting in a couple days. So it could be mid-June.
Interesting. All right. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I see July 7th as the first one in Miami, and then Cedar Park, Texas, July 14th. Milwaukee is not until August.
Until August. Oh.
Damn. That's what I'm seeing on Ticketmaster right now.
I gotcha. Yep, I see it now. So it might be in there in August then.
But yeah, I know they were starting, and they were going to start at the beginning of July, and WWE wasn't planning to start until after SummerSlam. But I know with AEW starting and a lot of places easing the restrictions on stuff, WWE is starting as well.
Which is good, and in Virginia here we've taken off mask restrictions as well, starting the 28th. So it might be signs of things to come.
Yeah, where I'm at in New York, we just took off. We have if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear them in certain places starting on Wednesday.
Y'all can kiss my ass, okay?
Yeah, I know how it is up there, Shadow. I apologize for the way Canada is, but. I mean,
our bad Canadians aren't safe.
Yeah, but I mean, at least we're not filling, Ziploc bags full of gas, so.
That is true.
Well, I'll keep my mask on, because this is literally my COVID mask. You guys keep filling gas bags.
I mean, that's not me, so I've had no issues with gas where I'm at. That was down south.
That's me for sure. 240. It was $2.40 here a couple days ago, and now it is $3.
Oh my god! It jumped 60 cents. Try being above $3 all the time.
I'd rather not.
Okay,
That's why I'm
so stop
perfectly fine
complaining
here
that
being in Virginia.
Stop complaining that your prices went up 60 cents.
No,
Like,
it did. I can't help it.
mine has been $3 for the last 3 years. So
Get out of New York. This easy situation there.
easier said than done.
I thought $1.25 was bad. Jesus, $3.
$1.25.
I'm not even talking to you. You stay in your lockdown.
Yeah, you stay over there. Good Lord, I might just drive to
Jack,
Canada to get some gas.
Jack, he does have the full face cover. He's just not wearing it today. So he has multiple Fiend masks. He just wanted to be able to see out of him because the other one he really can't see out of.
Well,
Definitely have many.
he should take the mask off while playing hockey too. So.
Oh, I'm going to. It's hot. Sweating over here.
Let's move on to the second to last match. We're gonna go with the WWE Championship Triple Threat match between Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Strowman. Shadow, why don't you start this one off?
I feel so bad for Bobby Lashley, man.
Why?
The man can't catch a break to get an actual main event. Like, he's a co-main event, but he's not the one closing the show, and it sucks for him. Overall, that match was really good. And it was really well put together, in my opinion. I liked how Braun almost died being suplexed. Like, he landed on his head hard. And there were some good spots in that match. I don't understand where the hell Bobby Lashley came from after being thrown through the stage again. But Braun and Drew carried that match. Lashley just won.
That is very true, Jack. It won't help him play any better. If you take the mask off. I thought this match was amazing. Like, Braun showed so much last night compared to what people think that of how he is. And Shadow turned off the camera.
My camera's acting up. It's updating.
Oh, must have broke.
He did lag at one point, so I can understand what's going on.
Yeah.
But that match, it was just Braun and Drew, like, they were so good together in there. I liked the fact that Drew threw Lashley through the LEDs. So I wonder if we're gonna see the LEDs. They should leave it like that. I'm not watching it right now. I'll be catching up to it after this is over. Because I don't want to be trying to pay attention to that while this. Because I actually do watch the entire shows, even though some people don't.
You guys hear me all right?
Yep, can hear you.
Yep.
Leave the camera off. It's starting to
No, that's fine.
do some stuff with my connection.
I give this match an A-. I didn't like the results. Lashley has earned it, but I thought Braun, the way that they built him up in the last couple of weeks, was going to win this belt. So,
I love the ending because
I thought he was going to get it.
You got to keep the belt on Lashley for a bit.
Yeah, but I don't like.
I don't want to see Drew again. I don't really want to see boring Braun.
I didn't like the fact that Braun ate the pin. Like, that's what bothered me. Like,
that I agree.
You've built him up over the last couple of weeks as being this monster again, and then you have him eat the pin. Like, just make Drew get pinned.
Yeah.
Like
it doesn't hurt Drew any.
Have Braun do the running slam to Drew. Lashley spear Braun, get him out, and then spear McIntyre and get the pin. Or put McIntyre in a hurt lock. One of the two. That's what I would have done. I just wouldn't have made Braun lose like that.
Because I mean, honestly, like if you put Drew or Braun in the hurt lock and have them pass out, that just builds Lashley up even more.
He
already did it. He already did it to Drew.
You're not getting Braun in a hurt lock. Hate to tell you.
Well, look, I know it would be damn near impossible, but just imagine if he did and got Braun to pass out off of that. Lashley would be untouchable.
He tried He tried that a couple weeks ago and he couldn't do it. Braun's shoulders are just too big.
I mean, look, you can't lift up an ambulance and have your shoulders be small. Even though
I
I
don't know.
feel like that ambulance was lighter than was.
That match to me, on technical skill, is overall B plus.
I'd say a solid B. Lashley could be technical when he wants to be, but
That wasn't the time for it.
Yeah, it was all that triple threat was all power. It is essentially a showcase of power.
And now we come to the main event.
Match of the night.
Match of
the
the year
candidate.
Like this is definitely a match of the year candidate. No doubt about it. Roman Reigns and Cesaro tore this house down. Like, I did not expect that from them. I did not. It just was so good. The entire storytelling throughout the show. It just... this is an A+ for me. Like, I have no words for it. It was that good.
This might be a 5.5 star.
Oh, I should find out if Meltzer has given his star ratings for these.
I don't trust Meltzer. Dude's so scummy.
I understand.
Match was excellent. No outside interference. Some solid actual combating. There was no outside distractions from Paul Heyman. It was straight down the middle, clean finish for once, which is something you needed to see out of Reigns lately.
I agree. We definitely needed to see Reigns win this belt without any help from the Usos. That made such a difference to me in the storytelling in the match than it would have been if he would have won had one of the Usos helped him.
And Meltzer does not have his stars up yet for that pay-per-view. So
No,
we shall be going in blind.
I'm curious. Like, I'll have to see that, because that should definitely be a 5-star match on his. But I do know how he does not like that WWE so much. He likes NXT more than he does the main roster. So I'd be surprised that if this did get a 5-star, he'll probably give them a 4.5 because he'll find something wrong with it.
No, and I also did the.
He'll give it a 4.9.
I just looked up his overall star ratings that he's given,
I have to get off Twitter because I'm seeing what's happening on Raw, and I'm mad.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. But yes,
Like
Meltzer's definitely New Japan oriented, as all of his 5-star matches have come from NJPW.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's definitely in New Japan.
Yeah,
but
just in Japan in general.
He does like that style more. He likes the hard hitting, and he doesn't. I know he doesn't like all the other stuff, all the things that WWE does. He gives a lot of good stars to NXT, so that's why I'm saying I would be surprised if he actually gave somebody on the main roster a 5-star match.
Yep, I agree.
But overall, I thought it was actually one of the better shows this year. So I'm excited to see where they go from there. I know what's going on in Raw because I was on Twitter and I saw things that were happening. So could be an interesting show tonight. Could see somebody come back. That's all I'm going to throw out there and leave it for you guys to go find out. Have any final thoughts, guys?
No, my final grade on the match is an A. I wanted Cesaro to win. That would have put it an A+.
It's an A+.
So, but I'm gonna give it an A.
A+ 5-star, like, match of the year candidate. You'll never get me off of that with that match. That was just so good. I didn't turn away from it. I was in it the entire, like. There's very, very few matches on the main card that I can say that I've watched every single second of it, and that was one of them.
But now that Seth Rollins has thrown his hat into the ring, we're gonna have a clash of who's the top guy at SmackDown, which is great.
Yeah, give
We've
it
got
a,
the
give it a
stable.
give it a couple months, and I could see, like I said earlier, Seth versus Roman at SummerSlam.
Which is going to be great because it's going to be the Messiah versus the head of the table. The self-proclaimed leader of SmackDown versus the owner of SmackDown, or the boss of SmackDown, which is going to be fantastic.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and joining us on our show. Our next one will be probably after Hell in a Cell or before Hell in a Cell if we decide to do the predictions. It all just depends on how busy everybody is.
As the weather gets nicer, it's hard for us to coordinate, but we can always coordinate a review show, just maybe not the predictions.
Right. The review show is a little bit easier because it is a Monday night or a Tuesday night, so it does help us a little bit easier with that. We might even throw in a review show for the AEW one coming up. So it's not something we normally do, but we're trying to.
You're gonna watch it?
We're expanding our reach out there and trying to get more people involved. I tend to watch the shows. I just don't always.
Well, this is on record now.
I don't always pay attention, because I don't like a lot of the stuff that they do. But there are good matches. I can't discredit that. I mean, AEW does some good stuff, but they also do bad stuff, and they need to be able to take criticism for it. 90% of their roster doesn't like to take criticism, but that's on them. That's not on me. I give the criticism. They don't take it. It's okay.
Listen, Britt Baker is the fucking role model, right?
You can tell that to Bel-Air.
Tell it to who?
See the Bailey Britt Baker match.
To Bailey, because Bailey was the role model first.
I'd love to see that.
Absolutely. Britt Baker is going to be one of the best
women ever.
100%. I don't like how they're using her over there. She should have had a belt by now. I'm just going to leave it with that. I don't like the gimmicks that they do, like having her wrestle in a dentist office. They talk about WWE doing stupid things. Like, come on.
Didn't WWE do that with Sir Isaac Yankem?
Oh, it was Dr. Isaac Yankem, but how long ago was that? Like, people are complaining about
early '90s.
People are complaining about WWE using zombies. You have things going on over there. It goes both ways for both shows. People, you give, you take. Like both of the shows, both companies do something that's good. Both companies do something that's bad. Everybody needs to not get so offended about what other shows do. Like, you give, you take. You can't just. You have to be able to accept.
Can't pick or choose.
You can't pick and choose. You got to be able to accept both. That's my thoughts on it.
Yep. Well,
Scale, before we end this glorious podcast, would you like to announce the winners for the pay-per-view?
No, because there's too many of them. We're not going through the whole list.
What about the faction standings?
So, if people, for the ones that you don't know, we do a Vibez Memorial Championship Tournament. It happens every year. It starts at the pay-per-view after WrestleMania and goes all the way to WrestleMania. It is about consistency, so it is about how many wins you get throughout the entire year. It's not whoever has the best winning percentage to where you could show up for one event, go 100% and leave. No, it's about being consistent throughout the entire year. We had 22 people go 6-0 last night, and we had 3 factions, which is something new that we introduced this year. Go 24-0 because it's based off of the 4 individuals that were on the factions. So the factions that have tied at 24-0 are our Nightmare faction, the All Elite Marks, and the NWO. So congrats go out to you 3. We are going to be looking to make some changes to the way the scoring is done because of how many people that tie goes on, because when there is a smaller card, ties tend to happen more often. So we are looking to add some other tie-breaking questions. It'll be something that we will probably introduce within the next couple of weeks. The next pay-per-view that is coming up is the AEW pay-per-view, and that will be counted as the second pay-per-view in the tournament for this season. Anything else, guys?
Oh, I'm good. Have a good night, guys.
Have a great night. Hope you enjoy Raw. And if you want, I left the Discord link in the chat. You can come join us out. We have a great channel, great server. Hope you all come out. Have a good night.